Hello everyone, welcome to Motovlog on my channel. My name is Marshall3498. Today's motovlog is going to be about motorcycle related as usual on my channel. And that topic is going to be about the Honda 300L that I'm riding. Which it's really a 300 LS because as you can see it's the gray one, the low seat model, not the red one. So this bike is, other than the seat height being just barely a little bit different because of the low seat and the shorter rear shock, this bike is essentially the same bike as the 300L. And that question is it good on the highway? The short answer is more or less. And what I mean by that is, well, you've got a lightweight dual sport on, even if you're running some fairly stock tires. They're on kind of a knobby tire, so even though the motor makes very little vibration, the tires do kind of, you feel that knobby effect even with the stock IRC tires, but it's not terrible. But you know, the motor, whoa, car, I love it when people do that. Look the other way. People are looking that way and they're pulling out towards you, and oh, sorry. Every time I see that, it just creates like, oh God, I'm about to T-bone a car because they're about to pull right up in front of me. But, you know, the motor vibration is pretty low, but the tires, you know, you can't hear it in the mic, but I can, have a roar because of them being fairly aggressive. So, you know, they kind of suffer a little bit on that, on the highway because of, you know, having whatever kind of dual sport tire you're on. But they're not like terrible, but you do kind of notice it. But if you're, the more you ride it and stuff, it's just one of those things you kind of get used to. But you know, there is, especially the 300L, not the Rally, there's no wind protection right here. So you're getting all the air right at your chest and around your helmet and like on the bottom part of your arms, like forearms and stuff like that. But it's not like, you know, you're going to get blown off the bike, but you're going to have some wind there. So if you have to ride on a 4-lane highway like this, especially on a day that's pretty windy like today, you're going to notice it, but you just kind of just lean forward a little bit, kind of embrace the suck, as they say. And it's not terrible, but, you know, the bike's going to get moved around a little bit too, because it's, you know, like 330 pounds. But it's not like undoable. Like I'm doing the speed limit right now in fifth gear, doing 45, and you know, I'm a fairly safe distance from the car in front of me, so I'm getting some of their wind blast. But it's not like horrible, like, you know, I don't want to do this, but would you want to do it for a couple hours? You'd be okay for an hour, but after a couple hours it would start to wear you out just fighting the wind. But you know, you can add wind chills to these little 300 Rally. I'm going to probably put the Adventure Spec one on mine where I can run my GPS. Or maybe one, even the bigger one with just the bar where you can mount it to there. Like, I think Zeta makes one. They're kind of like a universal one. But I do like the idea of the Adventure Spec one because it's enough to help, but not so much to get in your way. It's where you can't really see that front tire when you're standing up. And you know, it doesn't, you know, almost hit you in the throat if you was to get bucked off the bike. But you know, the little Honda 300Ls, you know, they're 6 speed. So like now I'm in 6th gear doing 50 at 5,000 RPM, and with very little vibration from the motor. Most of the vibration I feel is, you know, this is kind of a concrete kind of road, so all those little imperfections I feel through the knobby tires and in the bars and on the foot pegs, because you know there's no rubber in the stock foot pegs, and they're not rubber mounted. But it's not like undoable, but you will notice it. And like I said, the more you ride the bike, the more you kind of get used to it. I'm used to, you know, riding on the street for 10 years, so I noticed a little more than other people would. But if you started out on a dual sport, I think you wouldn't notice it as much. But you know, the 300Ls, they get really good gas mileage. I get mid-60s out of mine, and I'm 5'10", 185 pounds without riding gear on. So I'm pushing 200. But the bike's still got enough power. Like I could pass all these cars and be up in the fast lane acting like a hooligan it probably wanted to. But you know, I'm 45 years old. I could really care less about doing 80 in the speed limit to 45 or 50. I'd rather enjoy the ride and have fun and not worry about, you know, how fast I'm going. I could really care less, really. I'm out, you know, having fun riding, even though I'm motovlogging, and just, it's all about riding. I could care less about anything else, really, and just unplug. Like that joke they say, you never see a motorcyclist parked outside of psychiatrist's parking lot. It's kind of true, really. You can ride for half an hour and a half, and you kind of forget about all the stress in everyday life. Whether you're, you know, a teenager or someone in college, or if you're way up in the adult years like me, you kind of don't really care. And it does help tremendously to really unplug from everything. But, you know, yes, is it pretty decent on 4 lanes? Yes. Is it good on the interstate? Not so much. But, you know, there are people who on like the 300 rallies and stuff, especially with a little wind protection, they'll ride, you know, 300-400 miles to get where they're going on the interstate just to get there faster. It can be done. Is it fun on the interstate? No. But, you know, you kind of, that comes with the territory of riding a fairly lightweight dual sport. Even like the bigger ones, you know, they're still under 400 pounds, and they're going to suffer a little bit too. But on that, guys, if you've not already done so, please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Ride safe and have fun. We'll see you on the next one. See ya.